Okay, listen. I may have messed something up with my OBS to where I kind of sound really quiet in this. It doesn't sound that bad, okay? It doesn't sound that bad. It does sound terrible, but you gotta just deal with it, all right? Because I can't re-record this whole interview, you know. I don't think Ham Sandwich would like to re-record this whole interview, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, huh? Okay. Now I tried to fix some of it, like make it louder than it was originally, but I didn't get to all of it, so you're just gonna kind of have to deal with it. With that out of the way, welcome back to my series where I interview people who are artists or do artistic stuff, and I try to get to understand their process so that I can try to recreate their process. Yes, in this video, I'm going to attempt to make a nerdcore song. And I'll be honest, I think it was kind of fire. I think, hey, I'll release it on its own too. I'll put that as a link in the description once I release it. But yeah, enjoy. Yo, what's up everyone? It's Ironic Not Savage, but you can just call me Christian. And I'm here with...
Ham Sandwich.
Ham Sandwich. We're gonna do an interview, you know? And we're gonna get to know Ham Sandwich a little more.
Okay.
Ham Sandwich. Hey.
Walk up to McDonald's thinking, what's on the menu?
Tell me about Chicken Wing.
Okay. So Chicken Wing was a song that I made in high school. And it was based off of like some Flipnote meme that I saw like way back. And yeah, that's the full story. I made that song and the people at my school were like, wow, this is so fire, and it's obviously ironic because that shit was ass. But it's not all. Cool. I also knew it was ass. I just made it for fun. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this stupid little song and put it out. And everyone was like, yo, this is so fun.
Yeah. That's always how it goes. They're always gassing you, but like you secretly know it's not even that good.
Well, everyone knew it wasn't that good. It was just a joke.
Yeah.
Long staff, she posed. Sipping on that potion. Got a young nigga floating. See my man, gate ain't closing. Late lines stay open. Got my key flowing like ocean. See the sorceress, I've been hoping for. Yeah.
What are your inspirations as an artist?
As an artist, my inspirations are like probably Kanye West being the biggest one. And then I don't know, just a slurry of things that I would be listening to on SoundCloud back when SoundCloud was going up. I wasn't too big on a lot of the bigger artists, but there was a lot of stuff that I just kind of found on like the SoundCloud shuffle that I was like, oh, this is a cool little thing. A whole bunch of stuff with like not very even many listens that I just kind of rocked with. And then of course there was, you know, Shofu, Peso Pete, those people whenever they were making the 2019 cypher, that whole like 2019 run of music that people over there were making was, you know, just kind of inspired the style that I wanted to go for. So I'd say that's probably the biggest. Yeah.
Like that 2019.
Back in 2019.
Pokemon. No, that
Shofu, Peso, Token, they kind of couldn't miss in 2019.
A lot of them couldn't miss. Like that cypher like put me on to so many artists.
Real ham shit.
Hey, bitch! Big round Sam to Ursa Major. Cause he can't face a fire, he Turtonator. With the way he was looking around, I could see in his eyes he was just an impersonator. If you ain't with the gang, I can't work with y'all. I've been comfy just keeping my circle small.
Why did you go with the name Ham Sandwich?
All my names are based off of food. That is the only reason.
You got any other names?
Yes. On League, my name is Nugget McBucket. My name in some other places, my name on Xbox Live was Winged Nuggets. Both of these had something to do with nuggets. And then when it came to rapping, I was like, well, both of those are kind of long, so I'm going to just say ham sandwich. I'm going to call myself ham sandwich, and that was it.
You like ham sandwiches?
They're fine.
They're fine. Yeah.
Tell Morgan to slide and bring her sister with her. Susumaru, put her hands up on me. If you get the picture, pat me down. Put that body on me in the candlelight. Briar looking hungry, I could let her have a bite. Met Elise upon the web and she go rap it tight. Evelyn going up my KDA, I pass the mic.
Hey, anime rap instead of like regular rap.
Because I watch anime. And I do regular rap. I said do. I make regular rap all the time. And I just, slap an anime over top of it. The way that I've been doing it for so long, my audience is sort of ready for me to not be talking as much about anime or just be going more with like, fitting into the vibe of whatever show I'm talking about. Or maybe I'm just, I come through with a handful of bars here and there about what's going on in the show. Because, I mean, I would be doing that regardless. It's really just, the marketing. And I make regular, like, music all the time that isn't about anime. It's like the anatomy stuff, the Ronin stuff, the Yes Sir stuff. All that stuff is just, it's just rapping.
Yeah, those are fire. I have some questions about those, but that's for later.
Ain't trying to pander like masculine, feminine, none of that is definite. You ask him where the line is drawn, the silence is deafening. Look, if your label doesn't function, you should deconstruct it. So I'ma get this motherfucking spot jumping like. Got a lot of people trying to hop up on my new wave. Everybody celebrating Tomboy Tuesday.
Yeah, you make regular music, but like for anime, when you spend so long like rapping about anime, was it like hard to make that transition, or was it always there? But like
transition to or from what?
To like not anime rap, from anime rap, or like was it always there and you just picked up anime as a gimmick?
It's never a gimmick. It's what I watch. I probably would reference it anyway. It's like, you listen to regular music artists, they reference stuff all the time that is, pop culture references is like, very, very, very common in all forms of music, and the type of pop culture that I am most familiar with is anime. So I was gonna include anime, maybe a bar here or there in my music anyway. So it was never like I was adopting it as a gimmick. It was more like I was already here. I'm just gonna change the packaging of it. And what happened was in 2019, it was like, me, Breton, Peso as well. Peso was later to like make the sort of branding switch, but people like us were already making nerdcore adjacent music.
Yeah.
But we weren't in the community because we were not marketing our music as nerdcore or nerdcore adjacent music. We were just on SoundCloud throwing up random songs, and Breton was the first person to make the move over to like, the formatting of the titles being a certain way and the thumbnails looking a certain way, but the music that we were making was not changing. It was still, same kind of beats. We're still making the same kind of references. It was, our music, but we just marketed it in a different way, and it, was a huge success.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't mean to say like gimmick, but like
I know what you mean to say, like, it's like a sort of like, aspect of the music that's like that has to be there in certain times, and then other times it doesn't need to be there. But when it comes to me, it's
say you were on like Kanye's level, like you'd still be referencing anime.
Yes.
What do you like? Would you only go for like the mainstream show so that you don't look like a loser?
No. I don't care. I don't care what people think about what. Look, bro, my top 3 songs are Tomboy Tuesday, Itty Bitty Titty Committee, and Addicted to Monster Girls. If I cared what people thought about me as a person, I would not make those songs. I think it's fun because I like to take these topics that, are generally, seen as a little bit cringe, a little bit out there, a little bit weird, especially, mainstream artists, I guess, would not like dip their toes into anything sounding anything like this, but I like making that kind of music. I just want to make something that sounds fun in a way that, like, you can just listen to it and enjoy it and be like, this guy he's really rapping about this stuff. He's not just bullshitting on the track for the sake of the memes. It's like, no, he's actually like rapping about this as though like it's important or something. Because I think a lot of people who make these songs just make them. Oh, I'm sorry, but I think a lot of people who make these songs make them because it's very easy to make, to just hop on a song and say the most shocking thing you can think of possibly and market it a certain way so that people who don't leave the house and watch maybe a little bit too much anime, and by maybe a little bit too much, I mean way too much anime, can just listen to it and be like, oh yeah, big titty bitches, oh yeah, that's so funny, Mark. I'm gonna save this to my big titty bitches playlist and play it when I am playing Valorant. It's like, that shit is, that's what I think the gimmick is.
You're trying to make stuff for like the real rap fans.
Yeah, it's a very interesting crossroads of like people who actually like rap and people who would be down to listen to someone rap about monster girls. It's a very it's the kind of audience that you wouldn't think would be there, but it is.
I was gonna say though, that's kind of like my mindset with art. Like a lot of my stuff I feel is kind of cringy, but then I go into it thinking like, well, like I'm gonna try to like render it and like sketch it and make it as good as possible so that people notice the skill as opposed to whatever topic I'm talking about, or I mean not talking, but like drawing,
Yeah. I am a huge believer in the power of the jester as a commentator. Because, one thing that is, sort of a, it's like an untold truth about narrative. And it's that people who are comedians get more leeway to say certain things because, or to package certain things as jokes. Like, for example, Chainsaw Man is a manga that, everyone knows, oh, it's so dumb. You get it's the guy with the chainsaw on his head, and you read it and it's like one of the most poignant character studies of the modern age. And you're just like, what the hell? I thought this was just about a guy with chainsaws on his head. Likewise, I'm not gonna say, yeah, same thing with Fire Punch. It's like, you think the premise is so goofy, but like the premise being that goofy is what allows it to be so real.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'm not gonna say I can write as well as Fujimoto, but what I am gonna say is when I make a song like Tomboy Tuesday and you listen to it, you're like, oh wow, Tomboy Tuesday, I love tomboys. And then you hear me say masculine, feminine, none of that is definite. You ask them where the line is drawn, the silence is deafening. And you might actually listen to that and you might think, wait, is this song actually about how gender roles are constructed by society? Just a little bit. You think about that just a little bit, and then I go back to, saying something stupid.
Yeah.
Leave him face out, set rotation. Devil running up the tab. Then I'm moving to the next location. Never twist my words. Only mentioned by direct quotation. Trying to paraphrase, better paraphrase with a pair of blades or a pair of mirror flames. If you dare to wear an error, get your raid. You embarrass bearers of a similar name.
You sound white. So, like, thoughts on that?
I'm not white.
people always say you sound white if you're like nerdy. If you sound nerdy, or like if you sound, I don't know.
I
Like,
mean, it's just
what?
people who say like, "Oh, you sound white. You sound blah blah blah." They just expose, their own beliefs about what whiteness is and what blackness is. They think blackness has a certain voice, which, it does, in the same way that like being like a white person from like Great Britain has its own voice versus being a black person from Great Britain has its own voice. Because if you listen to white people and black people from Britain, just like white people and black people from America, they sound different, even though they're using the same dialects.
Shout out to Breeden.
And, bro. And it just comes down to how you were, raised, where you were born, where you were raised, what the dialect was around you. And when people say, "Oh, you sound white," they're saying you sound like, they're saying a whole lot of things that I don't think they know that they're saying.
Yeah, you sound like you're not gonna pop an op. All right.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but
yeah,
like, just take away all of the implications of what, you sound white means. What am I supposed to do with that information? It's just a statement that it has no value. There's nothing I can do with knowing that people think I sound white. Because I'm not.
I used to get
when
that,
I get
like,
pulled
all
over
the
by a
time.
policeman and they roll down my window, I'm just as black as everyone else. Like,
yeah.
Like, they're not gonna start thinking I'm white as soon as I start talking.
Imagine it worked like that.
As funny as that would be, it does not work like that.
Yeah.
It might work like that when I, am on the phone with a police officer.
That's how you finesse them.
Bro.
Yeah, I used to get that, like, all the time growing up. And it was like, bro, like, what's even the point? And it would be white people who said it, which is a crazy thing.
Yeah.
So, as you probably noticed, this video has a lot of cuts. If you want to see the full unedited version, which, I mean, it's still pretty edited, for time's sake, you can find it on my Patreon. But if you're not interested in that, you can also go there to find time lapses of my art, Clip Studio paint files, and other videos that I release before they come out on YouTube. So, if you're interested in any of that, go, link in the description. Back to the video.
I need a big hat, let the Pope got. Niggas is big mad, cause I broke off. We was a mismatch, bad Botox. You get no get back, you get wrote off. Give him that click clack, cause I got with your click clack. If I pop up, but he won't click back.
How do you feel about the Nerdcore community, and what criticisms do you have on their music?
One of the biggest criticisms that I have for the Nerdcore community is I would say a lack of creative direction. It feels like everyone kind of got better at all the same things. And it's like, okay, back 2-3 years ago, only a few people could do a multisyllabic rhyme scheme. Now everyone can. You just hear a lot of the, same kinds of rapping, the same flows, very similar, production styles, which is cool, man. But everyone's doing that. So there's just a lack of stylistic diversity in the community right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, and this is probably like an overgeneralization, but I feel like when Ty Wilde showed up, he kind of taught people how to rap. And then, like, when people like Contrast showed up, like, he made people have different AMVs.
Yeah, Contrast definitely introduced, people to a new way to have their AMVs done, because before Contrast it was, almost every video was character with lyrics on the bottom, and Contrast came in with, the motion graphics and the fancy edits from, all the the cool editors, and
Yeah.
he sort of popularized it. There were a few people who were smaller that were also on that wave, but he definitely brought that kind of style to the bigger players, like, your definitely people like Dizzy and DPS and Fable, and definitely started incorporating that. And then after that, more people followed suit. I wouldn't say Ty Wild came in and taught everyone how to rap, but I think he came in and taught everyone a new style of rap.
Yeah.
Because before, like, I'd say that was one of the biggest reasons that more people started becoming more, more focused on flow and sort of, making sure you have your inner rhymes. That was a big thing that Ty Wild sort of brought to the table. Ty and Mari definitely. Because when you listen to Mari, especially some of Mari's older verses, like, listen to his Kid and Killer verse, listen to his Wano verse, like, he's doing inner rhymes almost the entire time, like, for a lot of his bars.
Yeah, Mari is good
And Ty
too.
was also...
I'm about to spit like an OG nerdcore bar. Look.
Okay.
It's Tanjiro, and I'm here to say I fight demons every day.
Fire.
Honestly, I kind of fell off of a lot of nerdcore because it all sounded the same to me. Like, you don't have, I don't know, you don't have nerdcore Cardi or something.
Yeah. We don't have
like that, but
we don't have, like, people just, pushing the stylistic boundaries. And part of the reason why that is because despite how the community has grown, it is still pretty small. So when you have, a wider community, people can get away with doing more niche styles because there will still be people around to listen to those. But, like, if someone were to try to be a nerdcore Cardi, or let's say just a nerdcore auto crooner, and they just make auto croon nerdcore songs every song, they could get, a few subs here and there. But now we're talking about a niche style in a niche community that is a part of a wider community versus a niche style in a wider community.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of nerdcore artists, and this is probably like harder, it's probably like easier to be known as a nerdcore artist since it's a niche community, and like more people are looking for the little amounts of artists that are there. But I feel like some people need to like market themselves as like just rappers who advertise, or not advertise, but who like reference anime, like as opposed to nerdcore rappers.
I mean, person who would do that would probably be Contrast.
Yeah.
And then you have people who aren't in the community, but, make nerdcore like references, like J-Eazy. Like, there is a whole, like, audience for that stuff as well, that nerdcore has not had a good sort of a good go at picking them up, because a lot of those people are just not really on YouTube. They're on probably like TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in Oddwin, like for like this whole like nerdcore, but like not nerdcore. Like I have a lot of faith in like what he's gonna be able to accomplish this year.
His new album, Just Have Fun Volume 2, is doing pretty decently, all things considered. And it's got some slappers on it. I actually fuck with a lot of what's on that album. But, it pales in comparison to the Cash Crab stuff, which, anyone could have predicted, because that shit went way crazier than anyone thought it ever would when he first made it.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, my friends were listening to that. I'm like, Oddwin? They're like, who? Like, bro.
Yeah. But like, I say that cash grab stuff because I think is a good example of the sort of this kind of like, you know, or I shouldn't even say this kind of, just virality in general is hard to translate to projects that you already have. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens if someone in Nerdcore can like find a viral moment, because Nerdcore hasn't had a viral moment in a very long time.
About diversity and egalitarian, but we in February, so I ain't playing fair with her. Yeah, melanin, bitch, I'm trying to cuff a melanated queen. Fuck you mean? If she black and beauty, she can lay with me. I put Mari in a mink coat, I paid the fee. He bought about the only mama, make me want to take a knee.
I saw the skit that you made like a while back, where you busted a nut on a toaster strudel.
I did not bust a nut on that toaster strudel.
Then what was it?
I can't tell you.
Here is a skit in question. Tell me if you think Ham Sandwich busted a nut on that toaster strudel or not.
Sir. Ooh, a little hot. Ooh. Okay, let me get. I'm saying, let me get it. Okay, let me get some. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right.
It was a long time ago. A lot of things have passed since that event. I prefer not to relive it.
You added the special ingredient, the secret formula, and I
can't explain what happened. It changed me.
Okay.
That's all I know.
All right. I was gonna ask if you want to get into like more skit making.
I mean, I have about a gorillion skit ideas in my head, but I don't know how many of those would ever see the light of day because I'm just so busy all the time.
Oh man, that's like the part that really sucks when you want to do something but like you're busy all the time.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I would do if I had infinite time, but I just don't.
I mean, do you think you'll ever be able to like make time?
Maybe. I try to make time, but there's a priority list, and making more skits is not very high on it. Unless I get the most insane idea ever.
Like nutting on a toaster strudel?
It didn't happen.
Okay, if you say so.
Hey, I need a baddie who could beat me up. Street fighting in the sheets tighten when I beat it up. Like the bunny from My Hero Academia. These the type of workouts you can't put on social media. Spot me, put me on your shoulders, you could squat me. And I won't be satisfied till your thighs could squash me.
Has being on YouTube stunted you as an artist at all? I'm trying to say, like, the fact that you have to constantly upload and do all that, has that like messed you up when you're making a song?
I wouldn't say it's messed me up, because I mean, I think my artistic output outside of making, the weekly anime track has been very high, even without, even if you were to take almost all of my weekly uploads out of the equation, I still dropped 3 albums in 2022, 1 album last year. I think it was 2 albums in 2021. Like, that's a lot of music.
Yeah.
Just like, even when you subtract the weekly, or like the singles that I would make for anime. So I don't think it's gotten in the way of like that creative process.
Would you say that you've made songs for views as opposed to like passion? Because I'll be honest,
I wouldn't say I've made
time.
I wouldn't say I've made any song just to get views, but if I sit down with an idea that I know will get views, like, I'll try to make it as good as possible. Like, for example, I think one song that I am still disappointed with is Waifu Anthem, because I made that song in a day, and normally, like, or I guess ever since Waifu Anthem, I've started doing a second pass on every song I make, like, vocally, just to see if my second delivery will be better than my first. But on Waifu Anthem, all of my takes are the first take, and I do not like how almost any of them sound.
You looking so good in that nightgown. Get your dress and I'm pulling it right down. If I hop in that pussy, I might drown. I can't be here for only one night now. Girl, I need you to slide on me right now.
Do you recommend people to do music on YouTube?
As opposed to doing it elsewhere?
Yeah, like TikTok, or I don't know, like Instagram Reels.
It depends on what you're looking for. If you want the biggest numbers the fastest, go to TikTok. If you want to build like a base, you can build it on places like YouTube. And I'm not too sure about the growth, of other platforms. I think Instagram is also a little bit inflated in terms of numbers as well. But yeah, if you want the fastest turnaround, then you can do TikTok. But when you do TikTok, you have to recognize that a lot of what you do on TikTok will not translate anywhere else. And
So, like,
that's just
on YouTube, you would say like it's probably easier to like grow a general fan base. Like, you could drop music, but then they'll also show up for like a stream, or like if you want to just make YouTube videos. But then like on TikTok, they would only come for the music.
What I'm saying is, on TikTok, people do not, like, the app is not structured in such a way that you can get a base that is on TikTok to go elsewhere. It's just not structured in that way. So no matter what you're doing on TikTok, really, if you're building it on TikTok, the people who are there, it's going to be hard to translate them anywhere else.
Yeah.
Ham sandwich, because either way you flip it, the bread comes first.
Yeah. Critical hit when I got the advantage. The squad deleted before we end the surprise round. She go pro when I bone her. She follow commands. I just give her the word and she lie down. Put the grease to his feet if he thinking he's slick. When I'm catching him slipping, I slide down. You ain't really about the violence. You best move in silence. We already told you to pipe down.
What's your step-by-step process on making a song?
My step-by-step process is I go looking for beats. I find one that I like and I write to it, and then I record it, and then I mix it, and then I master it, and then I make the cover art, and then I publish it.
That's it.
It almost always happens in that exact order. Occasionally, I will think of things that I want to say, like on a song or just like a random bar, and I'll put them in a notepad that I'll occasionally refer to if I need something or want to say something, or I remember something that I wrote down in there that would work well over this kind of production that I'm listening to or that I've thought of, and I incorporate that into the project. But I usually almost always start with listening to beats and trying to get inspired that way.
So, like, for your songwriting process, like, how does that go? Besides, I mean, you just mentioned, like, you write stuff down sometimes, but, like, do you write lyrics, like, based on the beat?
Yeah. I always write, to the strengths of the beat. Like, when I hear the beat and it has a particular bounce, I write the flow with that in mind. I'll write places where ad-libs can go with that in mind. I'll say, okay, I want to cut it here and say this. It's okay to do this here because this switch up is going to come in and like transition to this part. So I'm going to do this here to make this transition hit. And I'm going to do this here to sort of, build the energy up, or, however it is. But yeah, whenever I'm writing, I always write with the instrumental that I'm listening to in mind, because you always want to play to the strengths of whatever you're writing to.
Yeah.
If it feels forced, don't put it in. It has to feel like it. What you wrote has to feel like it came with the beat.
Yeah. I can't stand when people, like, I don't know, when they'll have like too many syllables in their lyrics.
Well, yeah. Too many syllables is definitely a problem, but there's also just, word choice can be a huge problem for beginners or intermediate writers, because you can choose words that fit fit the syllable count, and they can just be not good.
Yeah.
They can be not good words, or there could be words that would be better. There could be words that flow better. There could be words that you could use to create internals. There could be words that you could use that are just easier for you to say, so that when you say them, it will sound more confident. 2 rappers in this community that have good word choice, in my opinion, are some of the best word choice: Fable and Shofu. They almost never pick words, in my opinion, that don't match exactly the mood, the tone, the syllable count, obviously, because they're way past, that.
Shofu.
And just,
Shofu
things like that.
Rapper.
They're also artists that I feel like sometimes can get can fall into, saying certain things more often than they really need to, because they're just phrases that they'll use, or words they'll go for that work in most situations, and so they'll just go for them no matter what, which isn't necessarily a knock on what they're doing, but
I think I know
it is
what you
interesting when you start to notice a certain artist using certain words or certain phrases a lot, but it's also interesting to notice like when they're using them, why they're using them, and why it normally works, because it normally works, and that's why they go for it a lot.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Like, when it'll be like a love song, it'll be like, yeah, I'll let that Thule hit. I'm like, wait, I thought we were talking about love. Like, what do you mean you'll let that Thule hit? You'll
That
shoot
too.
her?
A lot of some people will go off topic just to say some shit, or just because they need to fill a rhyme, and they don't know what to say to stay on subject to fill that rhyme, but they have another thing they want to say. And I've done that before too, so I understand.
So at this point in the interview, I think we have enough information to start trying to make a nerdcore song. Ham Sandwich said to find a beat, so let's find a beat. I found this one producer named Motorola Prod. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to pronounce a shortened version of producer, but we're gonna go with it. You know, I've been listening to a lot of Smino, so I'm trying to make a song like Smino. This beat is beautiful. So if you know me on Twitter, you know I have a certain taste, alright? I like my women a little feisty. Okay, I draw a lot of tsundere characters, okay? You know, Ham Sandwich makes a lot of those songs where it's about a certain character archetype, so I wanted to replicate that in my music. But we're not just making a song about tsundere characters. I want this song to really be a banger, alright? Friends saying that I lost it, you ain't friendly, but I feel something popping. Okay, then let's get it popping, okay, then let's get it. Whoa, hold up. That's kind of fire. Girl, you make my heart race, but you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. Got too much on my plate, and you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. See, you see what I'm saying? Cause like the tsundere characters, like they don't feel them at all, you know? Got too much on my plate, and you don't feel me at all. Ooh, make my heart race, girl. Much on my plate, girl. Oh yeah. Laying up at night. Yeah. So yeah, I finished the song completely in BandLab, but last second I was like, bro, I'm not about to be making music in BandLab. What am I doing making music in BandLab? So I decided I'm converting it to FL Studio. I'm doing this. Because I'm like, why wouldn't I do it in FL Studio? I've learned how to mix in BandLab. Alright. All these little switches and notches, they're practically the same throughout programs. So I think it sounds a little better in FL Studio. Girl, you make my heart race, but you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. Got too much on my plate. You see what I'm saying? That sounds kind of clean. That sounds kind of clean. Wait until the end of the video to actually hear the full version of the song.
They know it takes two, but they never want to tangle with him. Get wrapped up and shipped out, you try to tangle with him. Cause it's Bermuda to any nigga triangling him. Left him so holy you'd think he had an angel with him. And he better had an angel with him. Or for the rest of time, he getting angel visions. Face down, floating fresh water with the angel fishes.
Have you gotten to the point where like you just don't care about views anymore and you're able to like make stuff that you just want to make?
I've gotten to the point where I upload frequently enough to make stuff I want and stuff I know that people want. And I've been in this position for a little while, but you know, I am currently growing at the fastest rate I think my channel has ever grown. And that's, you know, off the back of Tomboy Tuesday and Itty Bitty Titty Committee hit the algorithm at one point last year, and it's been going crazy ever since. So, you know, I can drop an experiment or a song that's only, you know, 80% there, but I really like what I was going for here and there, and they're allowed to do, you know, kind of poorly or well, because sometimes I do that and they do well. But, yeah, you know, I know that, you know, if the going gets tough, I can always press the money button, aka make another silly song. Yeah. So
that's how I am with like
at some point I want to
I was gonna say that's how I am with like drawing anime characters but black.
I know what will get views.
Yeah.
And sometimes what will get views and what I want to do don't align, and when they don't align, I just make other shit. But when they do align, I make that because, you know, every once in a while I do want to, you know, pop out and be like, okay, I haven't done anything goofy for a while. You know, all my past few songs have been a little bit too serious or experimental or melodramatic. I just wanna fucking bullshit. You know, just grab a fun beat and just write my ass off about something that is silly.
Yeah.
And I'll just do that. So
1 second you'll be in like a field rapping dramatically, like spoken word, and then the next second you'll be talking about anime dies.
yeah, it's the duality of man.
I respect it.
If I break another record, boy, I won't even record it. Why you walking with a channel when you can't even afford it? So you need to turn your brain on cause your circuit's getting shorted. All your posse in a clown car, circuit's getting shorted. Got so many diamonds on me, I might turn into a hoarder.
What problems will you face starting out as a nerdcore artist?
I mean, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I feel like the landscape nowadays is, the time has definitely passed for, you know, blowing like up in the community just because, you know, the infrastructure isn't there anymore. People aren't streaming as much. People aren't doing as many reactions. You know, the bigger artists aren't really looking for newer like talent. Sans the DPS contest that he had. So it's kind of hard to like find a quick come up in the community. So you might start out with things moving a little slower than you think, but where the community infrastructure is in the interconnectedness of the community down to its lowest level. You can go join like any collection of discords of like, you know, nerdcore artists. Like you got my Discord, you got Breeton, Schwabity's, DPS's, Rustage's, blah blah blah. And almost all of these discords have a self promo tab. You can put your music in there. You can look for other people who are just starting out as well on your level, and you can, you know, you can grow with them, make your own community that way, and build up, you know, a network of people that you can work with. And I feel like that is probably the greatest advantage that, you know, nerdcore artists have when they just start out, and that is from the ceiling to the floor. Because the community is so small, you can talk to just about anyone.
That's like really important, like networking. I feel like more people need to like focus on that more than just like working harder, because like a lot of people will like work harder, not smarter.
If you're out there, a little nerdcore fledgling artist, hey bro, skip that $50 USB mic, save up, get you a little Focusrite Scarlett Solo, get you a little $100, $150 mic. You know, it's less than a Nintendo Switch. If you already got a laptop or a computer, like the AT2020 is decent enough to start out with. You know, find your nearest closet.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Make a little setup. You can set up with some blankets, some pillows. Join some Discords, talk to some people, download some free beats. Go on YouTube, watch some FL Studio mixing tutorials if you want to learn how to do that yourself. All of these resources are very readily available online to just learn how to do things yourself, to save a little bit of money, and bam, you're ready to start. All you got to do from that point is practice and study.
Like everyone watching, make sure you go into Ham Sandwich's DMs and call him Daddy Dill. Make
Do
sure
not
you
do that.
everyone.
I will delete your DM. It will be gone so fast.
Make sure you
so
call him
incredibly
Big Black
quick.
Daddy Dill. All right.
It will be gone so fast it will be debatable if it even existed.
Vaporeon's turning shiny, must be what I feed her. I feel like Luca trying to find me, they know I'm a demon. Crocodile magic, Agadama trying to judge me. I'm renected in a rectum, papa dominance. Rexide, I'm an X-Star, I'ma turn a void queen into a mother. But I wouldn't slide on Big Mom unless she gave me her poneglyph.
How old were you when you started?
When I started, like, making music, like...
Actually, a better
because
question.
I've been making music since I was, like, 12.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say, like...
none of that music is findable online because it's dog shit.
When did
Obviously,
you start
I was
improving?
12. But, yeah, 2019, 2020 time, around the time that I joined one of Shofu the Beatdown's really, really old servers, and met people like Poe, who back then was called Cranium PK. I met him, I met Mir, met a bunch of other people there. Breton was there, Cole was there.
J. Cole?
No,
Okay,
Cole,
okay.
But yeah, and that was probably when I started, like, actually improving, because I started taking my music a little bit more seriously, because I was around other people who made music at about my level, and it triggered my competitiveness.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, dang, these
treat it like
guys
a
are
fighting
these
game.
guys are about my level, but I want to be the best rapper here, so I got to get better.
I feel like competition really, like, drives people a lot.
Yeah, some people can't, like, some people don't actually like that sort of competitiveness. Some people will get better when, whether or not they're actually getting better, they're starting to enjoy what they're doing. Not everyone improves the same way. For me, it's normally through competitiveness, but, you know, that's just the fastest way I improve. If you don't know what makes you actually improve at things, it can definitely help to figure that out. And it can also help to have people around you that are allowed to criticize you and tell you things that you could be doing better. Because if you can't listen to what other people have to say about what you're doing, if you're trying to get better, then you're not actually gonna improve.
These niggas moving intentions of treason. I see him scheming on my region and faking allegiance, conceited and fiendish. Look through his psyche, I see him that he like me. It's likely he try to conceal it. All that I need is a chop with a silence. A circle by water, I feel like an islander. He isn't moving, that boy, he an idler. Still looking crazy, the fuck is you wildin'?
Do you know anyone who makes, like, freakier anime songs than you?
I mean, I know of people who make freakier songs than me. Like, did this nigga change his name? There was I saw on my YouTube recommended page a guy who made... Can I find this if I search this? What the fuck was it named? What if I just search this and search upload date? I found a guy who made a song called Tomboy something, and the thumbnail was, like, very similar to my style of thumbnails as well. And I can't remember if I listened to it, but I'm sure that guy said something silly in that. And then there are the people, like, you got your hentai dudes and your shikis of the world, who definitely make freakier music than me.
Bro, I was literally about to say, like, I'm about to end this whole thing. If I hear about, yeah, I know about this one guy who makes songs about lollies. Like, bro.
Yeah, I'm not with that.
Yeah.
And I used to just delete comments that would mention, like, lolly shit on my songs. I'm not with that, which is why I've never reached out to any of those people, and if I did, I would ask them to not do any of that shit. Because, yeah, I think that shit is corny and whack.
I don't know if, like, Shiki still does that. I haven't heard his music.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't heard it in a while.
That was so out of pocket.
Stars fall over an open sky, water overflowing in my sober eyes. My lips moving in the silence, I can't find a way to vocalize. Cold-hearted, yet you find the golden side. Not melts away, giving rise to the fire of dawn. But something's changed, kid, today the sunlight isn't warm. I guess it's high time I'm righting my wrongs.
Words to inspire people who want to be like you.
Never stop working.
Stay on that grind.
Just kidding.
Oh.
When I say never stop working, I mean never stop moving towards your goal. Working isn't just doing the labor. It's taking breaks when you need to so that you can work as effectively as you can when you are working.
Yeah.
Everything that you do can feed into the cycle of working towards your goals. Working is just part of working, if that makes sense.
Working is that, I think that actually makes sense. I get that. Because I try to do that.
Yeah. Because you need to be able to practice and study. You need to be able to do the work that you need to do. And you need to be able to take breaks and have fun and make time to do what you want if you want everything to work out. And not everyone is in the position to be able to do all of those things, which is why I'm very grateful to be in the position that I'm in. But there are people who are in a position where they can work towards things, but they just aren't doing it the correct way. They're overworking themselves, they're burning out. And, you got to be able to balance everything. It's hard, but once you find the balance, you need to be able to maintain it.
So you say you've found the balance?
No.
That's what everyone says. Everyone who says, like, you got to find the balance between fun and work. No, I haven't found the balance, though. You got to unlock that, like, that purple, like you got the red and blue, but you gotta unlock the purple.
Yeah. Right, but it's about what you're willing to sacrifice if you don't have the balance. Right now, a lot of what I sacrifice is sleep, which is not good, but yay, the grind doesn't stop. It does stop. It should stop.
Yeah.
Tennis's clears blackout, got it looking kinda roomy. Stomping out bloody forces, Nike trying to sue me. Now he's top redder than Sakura Sawasumi. Had to run his fade, he was talking as if he knew me. Fire dog, do me. Lil slime, goomy.
Alright. This is the final question.
Excuse me.
Alright. In the year 2024, what is your money long like?
My money long like a Mobius strip. That means it's an infinite loop. Loop gang shit, boy.
My money is long as like a wacky waving inflatable 2-man.
That's decently long. It could get a bit longer, but hey, man, it's fine. For a
Pause.
starting point, that's a fine length.
Pause.
It could always get longer.
You're still going.
That's the thing about life. It could always get longer.
Oh man, I hope.
So you've made it to the end of the video. First of all, thank you. I know you're here for Ham Sandwich and not me, but yeah, I'm trying to do this music thing, okay? And I'm pretty proud of this song I made. So I prepared a little AMV for you, trying to get that nerdcore style. And without further ado, you make my heart race. But you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. Got too much on my plate. And you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. Laying up at night, feelings rushing like a rocket, huh? Feeling something when we're talking, huh? Friends saying that you're toxic, huh? Friends saying that I lost it, huh? You ain't friendly, but I feel something popping. Okay, then let's get it popping, huh? Okay, then let's get it. Whoa, hold up, wait a minute, she got a hard exterior, huh? Inside feeling inferior, insecure about the way that they seeing her, immature about the way that she treated me. I pay rent in her mind like a B&B. I know the truth, I don't mind what she think of me. Still cute, I rewind like a DVD. She don't realize that she really wanna be with me. But you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. Got too much on my plate. And you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. Girl, you make my heart race. And you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. We should go on a date. But you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. Man, a spirit unstoppable. Energy over the moon like Chicago. Yo, where only comets can bother her. I am the comet. I'm in your sights, but denial is common. Tell me what gave you that rival in conscience. I am the tiger. You seem like you got a million problems. I'll be your solace. Draw out the egg, be honest. I am not frightened, I promise. You brighten my day, but everything that you say got my head swirling up like a tornado. Feisty queen, I swear I'll leave you be. All you need to do is say so. Trying to be demon, I can see through the scheme. Seems like you're fighting off angels. That's why I'm finna be faithful, cause you make my heart race. But you don't feel me at all. You don't feel me at all. Got too much on my plate.